What's up, people? Welcome back to the channel. And today, these baits that I'm about to go over are baits that I've had success with while bank fishing. So this is definitely my opinion. So if you disagree, hey, that's you. I'm me. It's just how it is. But let's start with topwater. That is everyone's favorite way to fish, I believe. You know, if if you know somebody that doesn't like top water, that's a bit strange. But hey, there's strange people in the world, so whatever. Now the baits that I'm going to talk about, you can use any variation of these baits. It doesn't have to be these specific baits, but something very similar to them you should be successful with. So my first bait that I'm going to start out with is a whopper plopper. Right here. This is the Berkley Chopo, I believe the 90. I tend to use smaller than average size baits because in my opinion you get more bites with a smaller bait. It's the sungill or bluegill color, and I also have the straight black Chopo. Both are the 90. You just get 8. I'm sure you can see the bite marks all on that bait. It's super cool. It's a fun lure to fish. The next bait in our topwater category would also be a popper. This is the Guggen Squad popper. This thing has just been munched this summer, or last summer. It was ridiculous. I had to change out the hook, that front hook, because it got bent out. Yeah, that's my fault right there. And my other popper that I would recommend is the Megabass Pop Max. This is an expensive bait. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty expensive. It's like 20 bucks, but I'll link a video of me using this bait, and man, they destroy it. It's really cool. It's literally like my first video that I've ever posted. I was using this bait. It's got a little knocker, and you can pop this bait or walk it. Like, it's really cool. Like, I'm really impressed with this bait. And our last topwater that I believe you should have while bank fishing is some sort of frog. This is a Japanese bait as well. It's the Jackal Kiara. It's a smaller profile from a normal frog, but this thing just gets bit. If you can tell that I cut the tail, the little tails, a little bit right here. And the reason why I do that to my frogs is because, in my opinion, of course this is all my opinion, it walks better for some reason. I don't understand why, but you can literally walk it better if you just do that little modification right there. So Jackal Kiara. Another frog that I've just come to really love is the Strike King Popping Perch. Right there. Like this one's got, bite marks all in it where the paint's coming off. It's really cool. I like it. I like the way it, popping frog is really nice. This is more of a walking frog. The Kiara is a walking frog, and the perch is, of course, a popping frog. So, that's the two frogs that I like to use. Or these are the two frogs that I use most often. Now let's move on to our mid-column baits that I would recommend for bank fishing. The first bait that we are going to go over is the underspin. Right here. These are the 1/0 underspins for really small, for your 3-inch baits. It's snagless. you know, weedless, whatever. I can't really say snagless because almost any bait except for the frog gets snagged. But some type of underspin. I always carry a underspin. I actually carry two sizes with me, the 3/0 and the 1/0. But the owner Flashy Swimmer is my recommendation just because it doesn't have that exposed hook. And everyone knows when you're bank fishing, it sucks to lose a bait, you know, because you can't get to it. You like, that's all I got. It just sucks to lose a bait, so I would recommend getting a weedless underspin. I also have this one as well, you know, with a gold spinner, just because you never know, you might have a little bit dirtier water and that little gold blade just shines better in a little bit dirtier water, like more stained water. Our next bait that I believe is a good bank fishing bait is a spinner bait. This is a Berkeley, I forgot the name. It's like Midnight something is the color right here. It's got like teardrop blade. But a spinner bait I would recommend because you can throw this in wood and it's almost snagless. Almost. You'll probably pick up some weeds, you know, if you throw it around grass. But if you're fishing around wood, I would definitely recommend a spinner bait. The other spinner bait I have is a Megabass spinner bait right here. This is the Megabass SV something, but this is the sungill color. I fish a lot of bluegill looking baits, as you can tell. You know, like I really like the bluegill color because that's what's in my lake. Yeah, and I say my lake because it's, you know, behind my house. So I cut the skirt for this. It has like a two little like I don't know what you want to call them or what you would call them, but they're like two little trailers. So you don't have to fish this with a trailer. I just prefer the trailer because it gives it more bulk. It gives the fish something to grab onto. But definitely straight out of the package with its two little like extra, like, well, three little extra pieces, as you can see, like these little guys. They're thicker than the rest of the skirt. They actually come out longer when you take it out of the package. And I've caught plenty of fish without a trailer. Just don't trim this up and just fish it out of the package and they eat it. It gives it a smaller profile, but this spinner bait has gotten me so many bites, you know, while fishing it. It's really nice. Highly recommend this for a spinner bait because it's smaller than a lot of spinner baits. Now, my next bait is probably my favorite bait out there. And, you know, it's no surprise, I'm sure, because I've talked about it multiple times on my channel. But the next bait for bank fishing, especially if you have a lot of grass, would be some type of bladed jig or chatterbait. Right there. This is the bluegill color Mini Max. This is the Z-Man Mini Max chatterbait, the bluegill color with a sungill hog farmer. And you know, I have multiple Mini Maxes right here, right there. Those are the three colors that I like to use when it comes to my Mini Max. So you have those. I even have a skirtless Mini Max, like a 4-inch swim bait, little paddle tail swim bait on it. But even without a skirt, this thing just gets destroyed. Like I don't know what it is about the chatterbait, but fish love it down here in the South. I would also recommend a slobber knocker right here, the slobber knocker. This is, of course, the green pumpkin with a Zanko trailer. If you didn't know, Zanko or Zako, however you want to say it, it literally means fish in Japanese. So, and you know, it looks like a fish. Like, it's a great trailer. That's just one of the trailers that I use. I'll also use Big Bite Baits, the Kamikaze trailer. I'll show you this guy out of the package. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it also looks like little fish. Has those two little tails right there. I use that one as well. And you know, I've just got like chatterbaits are just my favorite. I even got a stealth blade chatterbait right there. You know, I got a jackhammer as well. Got another slobber knocker, all white slobber knocker, and of course I have another bluegill colored jackhammer right there. So that is just, you know, I'm obsessed with the chatterbait. That's just my favorite bait to fish. The main trailer that I like to put on my chatterbaits is this one right here. This is the Hog Farmer Spunk Shad. This is the sungill color, and it is by far my favorite. I have so many different spunk shad, like Hog Farmers, you know, that I just use. Like, they're just super awesome. Like, I love their action with the chatterbait. I highly recommend that if you're looking for a trailer for your chatterbait, to go and try these out. Just, I've had more more bites with these trailers than I have any of the other trailers that you see. You know, another Zaco all white. But yeah, that's that. Okay. Now let's move on to our bottom baits. So the first bait that I'm going to talk about when it comes to bottom baits is a jig. This is a Luke Clausen casting jig right here. It's my favorite color. This is PB&J. You know, it's really awesome. This is a 7/16 ounce. It's really awesome. You know, really awesome jig. I'm definitely a huge fan of this jig. You know, I have one rigged up right here. Right there. Just, you know, PB&J. I have other ones. The other jig that I would recommend is a 6 cents divine jig, like this bait right here. It's a green pumpkin with some blue flakes. As you can see, I've trimmed the weed guard a little bit just to, you know, increase my hookup ratio. I don't have to, you know, set the hook as hard. The next bait I want to talk about is creature baits. You know, right here I have the Rage Bug, the Strike King Rage Bug right there. I'm sure everyone's seen it or probably has used it. They're really awesome. They have great action. You could either split the tail or not split the tail. It's got like a little bit of action, but when you split that tail, it's got a lot of action. You know, you have that. And then they have the, you know, I have these Rage Crawls. These are PB&J as well. Another crawl bait, which is a awesome trailer as well. These creature baits are great trailers as well, like for your jigs. So if you want to use these on your jigs or your chatterbaits, they look amazing as well. But I have these Reaction Innovation Spicy Beavers. These are all white, just, you know, just in case you want to mix it up a bit, you know. But creature baits. I also have tiny creature baits as well. These are also Strike Kings right here, little small creature baits, little tiny creature baits if you want to go a little bit more finessey. Our next bait is, you know, one I've definitely already talked about, as you know, in my last video, is some sort of stick bait. I would say stick to your green pumpkins, black and blues, June bugs. This is the sungill color. I throw a lot of sungill color. I know I've already told you that. So, but yeah, the sungill stick bait. Those stick bait, both of the creature bait and the stick bait rigged as a Texas rig, just gets bit. Like, it's crazy. You would think that the fish would get tired of these baits, but they apparently don't. They keep eating them. It's really awesome. I've got so many baits just sitting around on me. Like I don't know what to do. Trying not to lose track of them. Our last bait for bank fishing that I believe is one of the best baits out there when you just cannot get a bite, when they won't eat anything, I would say some sort of drop shot. Now drop shot is a little crazy rigging up, so I wouldn't say a beginner should throw it, just because setting it up is a little difficult unless you know what you're doing. But I got these cover shot, these #1 hooks right here, just so that I can pretty much Texas rig it. It's it's weedless. That's weedless. So and my goal when I'm bank fishing is to try and fish weedless baits because I don't want to lose my baits. It's a lot of money, and you can pair it up with some type of sinker. I use these sinkers right now, but I would, these are 3/16, but I would definitely recommend getting a cylinder sinker. And the cylinder sinkers are like this. They're just longer and narrower, and they don't get snagged in rocks as often, and they don't pick up as much grass. So definitely recommend a drop shot, and the bait that you could put on there. This is a robo worm right here, Morning Dawn. My favorite drop shot weight to put on my drop shot. This is just an amazing color, an amazing bait. It's super salty. Like you can see the salt just in that package. Like it's really awesome. You can also rig up your drop shot with some type of fluke. These are, a smaller fluke. I would recommend a smaller fluke just because they sit on the hooks a little bit better. I got a bonus bait for you guys. I wasn't going to talk about this bait, but man, I just have to, because you never know in a situation when you might need to throw it. But also from the bank, I would recommend to get some type of mag draft. This is the 6-inch mag draft. There's also a Japanese bait. I really like Japanese baits. Oh, this is the whiteback shad right here. Whiteback shad. I also like the brownie color. That one's really cool. I know a lot of people are like, oh, what about that treble hook? You're right. So, they have the freestyles. I'm pretty sure all of you guys know. They have the freestyles where you can rig it however you want. And if you don't want to buy the mag draft, you can always get a Bass Mafia dangerous swim bait. Forgot this color, but I have it rigged on, a belly weighted hook. Hooks back there, like that. This did have a spinner on there. I took it off, so if you feel like you need a spinner on here, throw the spinner on there. It definitely helps at times, but just this bait, man, it catches big fish, it catches small fish. They just eat it. It's amazing. The mag draft, you actually have to fish a little bit slower, because if you fish it too fast, it'll kind of like keel over. Like it'll kind of go sideways on you. But the dangerous swim baits, you can fish fast. It's almost like it doesn't matter how fast you reel this guy in. Like I was fishing this guy on a 8.2 gear ratio, and it had really nice head turn. It was just moving through the water. That tail kick is amazing, in the water. That's the baits, you guys. Those are the baits that I believe are the best bank fishing baits. If you guys like this video, please hit that thumbs up button. If you could, watch another video, and I will see you guys next time.